I guess there's no better way to put it. Eric Weinstein says this is the administrative equivalent of civil war. Once you consider that, everything makes more sense. You don't have to agree with it or like it. Just consider it. I don't disagree. Now, he goes on to add, so far, it is an administrative war primarily involving two groups of powerful people against each other. It really isn't oriented at ordinary people, at least not yet. Perhaps. Donald Trump has stormed in. Elon Musk has stormed in. Now you've got mass deportations, the dismantling of the illegal immigration state that Biden had created, the targeting of USAID. Yeah, there's a really funny meme where it's like a handful of young guys Elon Musk has hired are dismantling the world as we know it, which has been in place since World War II. Maybe. That's the liberal economic order being gutted and ripped to shreds. Eric Weinstein says it's a civil war. I think it's a revolution. Trump already won the administrative battle. He won the election. Now he's in and he's gutting everything. Perhaps, if you want to argue that it is a civil war, there would be some kind of retaliatory strikes from the deep state, which we've not seen. How do they administratively retaliate? Honestly, I don't know. I do know how they kinetically retaliate, and that is, of course, worrying. The Post-Millennial says, Chuck Schumer claims Elon Musk and DOGE are operating as unelected shadow government. Yeah? Is that all they got? Then I'm not sure I'd call it a civil war. I'd call it a revolution. Trump is gutting the deep state, firing FBI agents, targeting USAID. It is massive. Call it a shadow government. What's the latest? Well, my friends, the White House is preparing an executive order to abolish the Department of Education. Wow. The planned order follows years of campaign promises from President Trump to abolish the federal education department. And Democrats are crying about it. But I don't believe them. It makes no sense. You know, they're crying over USAID. They don't even know what it is. They want us to be at war in Ukraine. They don't even know why. These people are cultists. They have no idea what's going on. Donald Trump offered up a buyout. So far, 20,000 federal workers have accepted this. So when they claimed that what Trump was doing was illegal or wrong, why? He didn't fire anybody. He said, we'll give you a buyout. You will get paid and benefits until September if you resign right now. And 20,000 federal workers said, okay. That's one way to do it. And they said that what he was doing was illegal. My friends, it's a revolution. If he abolishes the Department of Education, that's massive. And so there are questions about what these buyouts are and what this civil war means and what a shadow government is. So let's talk about it. Before we do, click the link in the description below and check out the Green Room Uncensored show on Timcast.com. Terry Schilling and Mary Morgan discussing surrogacy, having lots of babies, transgender issues, OnlyFans, and the mark of the beast. We're getting rave reviews on this one, so I figured I would shout it out because, hey, if it works, it works. People really like this behind-the-scenes conversation with Mary and Terry. Mary and Terry. So the link is in the description below. Uncensored, members only. Why? Well, we want to produce content for our members, and we have the free content. Like, what was that? We have the free content like this, and that you can watch. And then we also have the members content, and the free content is ad supported, right, on YouTube. But then we make the members content because we need your support. It's how we operate this business. You guys as members make all of this possible. So click the link. Here's the story from the Post-Millennial. Chuck Schumer claims Elon Musk and DOGE are operating as an unelected shadow government. Is this what constitutes, according to Eric Weinstein, a civil war? Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said that DOGE is operating as an unelected shadow government that has now gained access to the treasury payment system, the most extensive information of virtually every U.S. citizen. Schumer, along with a few other Democrat lawmakers, held a press conference warning that staffers at Elon Musk DOGE have been given access by Trump to the Treasury Department's payment systems, where he alleges that staffers have open access to the most sensitive information of virtually every U.S. citizen. Perhaps. Now, the reason I highlight this story first, before we get into all the buyouts, is because we are watching something truly revolutionary, and I want to stress that. The actions being taken by Donald Trump are blowing my mind. These are generational changes, and I don't see why they're going to let him keep going. I don't know. So maybe civil war. But this is their response, standing at a podium and saying, Trump is bad. I think it's a revolution. The Democrats don't have any popularity. They don't have any support, and Trump's plan is working. From Axios, about 20,000 federal workers have accepted the Trump buyout offer put forward by his administration. It's a significant number of people, but about 1% of the federal workforce, still substantially less than their target of 5 to 10%. The offer is open through Thursday, meaning the total could rise despite heavy opposition from unions and others. It's a buyout. He's not firing anybody. He's just saying, hey, if you want to leave, 8 months paid. That sounds pretty good if you ask me. Imagine this. 8 months pay with benefits, and you are basically getting a free investment from the government on anything you want to do. You want to be a folk singer? You got 8 months full pay to go and live your dream. And maybe you make it. Listen, to all those federal employees right now wondering, should I do this? Let me stress. September. 7 more months. You take this deal, you will get paid in full until September, and you can go and buy your art supplies and start painting. Maybe you always want to write a book. Now's your chance. And I mean this seriously. When in life will you ever be given a 7-month grant to live and do whatever you want? Anything. Anything. You want to write that book? You want to program that video game? You want to travel? Now is your chance. Now's your chance. Don't lose it. That's why 20,000 people said yes. They say aside from the pace of resignations, the official said the administration is still trying to implement a hiring freeze. The buyout offer entitles federal employees to stop working more or less immediately and keep getting paid till the end of September. That's 8 months. Critics argue the offer is illegal. There's no real guarantee people will be paid out. And it's something Congress would need to authorize. Why? Why? Let's play this game. Trump says to federal employees, just don't show up. Why would Congress need to authorize that? They're already getting paid. And all this would mean is Trump saying, I'm your boss. You don't got to do anything. I'm not firing you. I'm not appropriating any new money. I'm just literally saying you're getting paid now. Go home. Don't come back. Why would that be illegal? Why would you need Congress? The administration rejects those assertions and says it's following through on a promise to restructure the federal government. The federal workforce's normal attrition rate is about 6% a year, meaning some of those who've taken the buyout may have been planning to leave anyway. Hey, man, that's really good for them. Congratulations. Now, what does this mean? Apparently, some people are saying they don't know what's going on. ABC News is reporting that the program has been offered. Some people have questioned it, and White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt said the idea the buyout was intended to purge employees who disagree with Trump's agenda is false, asserted that was a way to bring people back to the office. We are all here at work in the office, Leavitt said last week. There are law enforcement officers and teachers and nurses across the country who showed up to the office today. People in the city need to do the same. It's an overwhelmingly popular policy with people outside of D.C. Many federal employees ABC spoke with said they have no plans to accept the offer. One employee told ABC they decided not to take the offer. There was one story where apparently one person literally typed in, I resign. This is happening, they said. I was scared, nervous, and excited, thought about it for a day and just told myself I'm going to do it. A few hours later, they received a response that said, we will reply shortly. A week later, days before the deadline on Thursday, that was the last message they got. The employee said that inside the agency, there's been confusion among their colleagues and silence from management. When they informed management they'd accepted, they received no response, according to the employee. Later, when they followed up with management, they were told they should have waited for more guidance before accepting the offer. The employee said that management initially told them they would still have to work even after resigning, though they later clarified it wouldn't be the case. So it looks like Trump's offer pulled through. Trump is gutting the system, ladies and gentlemen. I would not call this a civil war. Democrats flood the zone with acts of anti-Trump resistance. Good luck. Trump is firing off executive orders, memos, and policy changes. The Democratic activist machine cannot respond quickly enough. So what are we left with? They're going to flood the zone with protests. So what? Trump doesn't need to respond to any of that. Democrats will need to file lawsuits to stop him. So there's no civil war, my friends. I know I've said it many times, but I'll say it again. This is a revolution. Smash that like button, share the show with everyone you know. Become a member at timcast.com. Thanks for hanging out. Click the link in the description below, and we will see you all in the next segment.